All right, guys. So now we're going to talk about why you should have a checklist, why you should follow your own analysis and rules. Now, to the right, I have the exact template of the checklist that I have sitting in front of my trade desk. And the rules that I have on this template are the ones that go specific to my strategy. The market must do these things, or I do not enter the market or the trade. Now, my rules, one thing that I have found through repetitive going over this over and over again, you're not going to find a lot of markets that have the exact setup you're looking for. Focusing on a certain setup and it presenting itself time and time again over various markets is a very profitable thing to do. And that's what I like to do, is just wait for my setup to show up. And when my setup shows up, I just analyze my chart. I make sure that every single rule that I need to be met is met for it to go in the direction that I think it's going to go. And you're not going to be 100% on every analysis that you do. Just get over that. Go ahead and start loving your loss, because you learn more from your loss than you do from your win, because your loss makes you analyze further. It makes you backtest. It makes you refine. It makes you, dig deep into yourself to figure out what the fuck did I do there? Like that's what happens when you take a loss. So that's okay. But the importance of following, I've said this in the previous videos, is that you're collecting data. So imagine that you go to take a trade, and this is something that I did, and I'm going to show you in a couple of videos later what mine looks like specifically, but I'm not going to tell you all of my rules, and then I'm going to show you where to put a stop loss. But imagine that you had all of your rules. You knew what rules you had to follow. And I'm going to tell you from experience, I've had many checklists in my career, and I put the checklist together, and then I just go in my emotion and I take that trade. Fuck that checklist. I got this. And then I end up suffering for a day or two after that, beating myself up about how fucking stupid I was for not listening to myself and following my own rules. So I no longer do that. Now it must meet every parameter. So now when I take a trade, I go in and say the peak finder says, hey, these 10 markets right here have 1 day peak formation highs or lows. It's a fresh start on all the peaks. It's looking beautiful. And I'm like, all right, now let's refine that list, because that list is not 100% accurate. Now I'm going in behind the peak finder to look at all of those markets that it said were ready to be plucked. And then I'm going to analyze them based off of my rules. And if they meet my rules, I'm going to take the trade. And the thing is, 10 could be on the peak finder and only 4 come out to meet my rules. And look, the peak finder could have all the other markets. They could have all been right. And I could have only taken those 4. I'm okay with that, because I can manage those 4. And I take multiple trades on those 4. And I manage my risk properly on those 4. So I don't give a fuck what I don't get. You can't either. I have seen from myself and so many other people that when you focus on what you could have had, oh, if this would have happened, then I would have got that. Oh, whatever. I've done it myself. None of that fucking matters. Like just the other day, I had a trade. I accidentally took 2 standards on a $10,000 prop firm account, and I didn't even know that I did it. Like I was just playing with the MT5 and I had no clue that I even took a trade. And then I come back and I'm like, wait, what is this? Why does it say there's extra trades? And I start looking at it. And I'm like, oh my God, it's a standard on both of these trades. How the fuck did this even happen? So then I was like, do I keep it? Do I take it out? Is this God? All these things going through my head. But at the end of the day, I'm sitting here like, if I keep this and it goes in the right direction, that is me passing this challenge right here, right now with this one trade. But also, I was like, if it doesn't go the direction I need it to go, this is me failing this challenge right here, right now with this one trade. Do I want to risk that? So I said no. And I took the trades out immediately. And what happened was they didn't even go into drawdown, but maybe 2-3 pips. And then they took off and never came back to where I started at and went up like 100 pips. And I was like, I woke up and I saw that. And the old me would have been like, damn, man, I could have had that. But the me that I am now was like, damn, that was pretty funny. that was pretty funny because I'm not attached emotionally to what I do anymore. I've become mechanical with what I do. When you're not mechanical in what you're doing, you become chaotic in what you're doing. And therefore, like I said, the data is all over the place. So you can't have a clear, here's what is actually happening in my trading. Where can I make adjustment at? You'll never be able to tell because you have nothing to look at. All you have is confusion and delusion and chaos all over the place that's fucking your head and making you unable to even do anything at all. So having the checklist at your trading desk, making it where you will not trade unless you're at that trading desk, and that you have all these rules met, everything is exactly how it is, that is very crucial. That has made a tremendous impact on my consistency. And then once I have done all of that, I don't look at the market anymore after that, except to see if my pending got hit or to see if I need to go ahead and enter, like in an instant market execution. And I marry my decision. I don't care if I lose. I don't sit there looking at it, oh my God, it's going negative. None of that matters to me because I want to see what happens. I am in observation mode. Detach yourself from the outcome and observe the event. Remember that statement. Detach from the outcome, observe the event. Because now when you think like that, you're not thinking about, I got to make this, I got to hit that goal, I got to do this. It's, let's see what happens. Let's see if I was right. I don't have to be right, but let's see if I was. Let's build up that trust inside myself by continuing to take this approach, follow my own rules, and see what happens for me in the process. You have to devote yourself to the process. It's very important. So as a trader, I think it's very crucial that you have a checklist of what your rules are. The rules that you're going to have on this checklist are based on your own strategy, or when I release my trading strategy into the paid members area, it comes with this trading checklist already filled in, and you'll know exactly what to look for in every setup. And if it does not meet every single rule, and I mean every single one of them, you do not take it. And I'm telling you now from experience, it is annoying sometimes to have to sit and go, all right, where do I find this part? All right, got that one identified, and nope, that one is not there. Okay, next. And you have to start all over again. But you get to a point where you're like, you can see, you'll, like for me, when I get to, I think it's rule 3. Yeah, I just had to look at it. Rule 3, I can look at the chart, and if rule 3 is not there immediately when I look at the chart, I'm out. I'm going to the next chart. Because I'm not going to spend my time trying to mark up a chart, analyze a chart, and make it look like something that it's not to fulfill what I want it to be inside myself. I need to be in reality and accept reality for what it is. And that's the thing. In today's society, most people will not face reality and accept reality. They live in delusion and they cling to that delusion. And you're not going to be profitable and delusional at the same time. So if I were you, get your rules in order. And even if you don't have rules right now, dig deep, pull out rules that you know have helped you, write those down and start testing it out. I didn't have all these rules before that I have now. I didn't get that until I tested, refined, collected data, years and years of testing and refining and collecting data. That's what got me here. You're not going to get to this point overnight. You can use our strategies until you get to that point. But if you want to perfect your own strategy and go with the flow of your own soul, then do what I'm saying to do and figure out what your rules are. Because I promise you, you have them. You just don't know it yet. All right. Anyway, I hope that was helpful, and I'll see you in the next video.